Black women are said to be one of the most endangered humans alive. Now imagine how much protection and security a wealthy, successful, and powerful black woman will need. Here is a list of the most influential and protected black wives in Jamaica. Let's get into it. Number 10, Nicole McLaren Campbell. Of course, we're starting this list with Nicole. As an educator and a professional speaker, Nicole has one of the loudest voices in Jamaica, which she uses to encourage students, women, and entrepreneurs to pursue excellence and personal growth. At just 13, she represented her country at MIT's Junior Summit. She was also selected to address the UN Secretary General, Kofi Annan. By the year 2010, she founded AIM Educational Services and later the AIM Online Academy to guide students through the high-stakes world of international college admissions and scholarship competitions. Throughout her still ongoing career in AIM, she boasts of having helped secure over $100 million scholarship funds for students in need.
Hi, Mama.
Hey there.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I was just giving a shout out to Jamaica before you came
Yay.
on. Shout out to all my Jamaicans and all of that good love and energy. You know, we're going international tonight with the series, so thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
In the year 2023, she publicly celebrated graduates from Princeton, Columbia, and the University of Georgia who began their journeys through AIM. Nicole owns a 20-acre estate in St. Mary called Mulberry Valley Estate with her husband, which they plan to transform into a luxury eco-agro-tourism resort. What sets Nicole aside from other rich black women in Jamaica is her network and her role as a gatekeeper. She is the person who helps young Jamaicans access global educational opportunities.
Stopping by, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me, Andrea. I'm very excited.
Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna start with what exactly is a goal?
One of the most important things you can do, I strongly believe, is not only set goals, but to actually make them happen. A goal is defined, depending on who you talk to, as a desire. Some dictionaries say a desire, an aim.
Someone like Nicole, who's a respected educator, speaker, and entrepreneur, doesn't go around with heavy, flashy protection. She prefers quiet efficiency. Usually, there's one main bodyguard who stays close to her to keep an eye on everything without drawing attention. Without making his presence pronounced, he blends into the crowd, ready to step in if something doesn't feel right. She has a small team of unharmed but trained fighters whose job is to keep her safe, and they take their jobs very seriously. Then there's the driver, who's more than just someone behind the wheel. They're all trained to neutralize threats before they even become a problem. Number 9. Jody Stewart Henriquez. Next on our list is a woman who is mostly known in relation to her husband, the hip-hop star Sean Paul, but she is much more than that. Jody Stewart Henriquez, popularly known as Jinx, is a TV host and media personnel. She first came into the public eye via her work as a VJ and host on RETV, where she brought charisma, lifestyle coverage, and the music scene to Jamaican television. While Jody is a very quiet and reserved person, her media persona is the direct opposite. Jody herself has described Jinx as very loud, constantly talking, and always has something to say. Beyond TV, she has dabbled in modeling, costume design, and hosting international segments, and even a personal YouTube channel where she shares snippets of her life as a mother and also her style and creative work.
See, quick and simple, and of course, lots of sunblock. I'm gonna kill it with the sunblock. And also, you know, just how I revived my curls today after my wash day yesterday. Easy, ready to go on the road. Okay, so as I said, this is my regular easy breezy look. So if I'm heading out on a Saturday, easy run with the kids.
Jody Stewart made her own space in the Jamaican entertainment and media scene, working hard and going from an early childhood educator to one of Jamaican biggest media personalities. Her brand also includes media, fashion, costume design, and social influence. She isn't just a one-trick host. Also, she announced via social media that she helped distribute food to 300 families on behalf of Sean Paul's foundation.
Ready. I am the host. Hello, friends. No. I actually like that. That is looking good. Be serious. It was going really good. Like I gave myself goosebumps the way that was going good. Are you road ready? Ever ready? Ever ready? Okay, that also is going to be the song. I think I should record. Hello. Hello everyone.
What I find most compelling about her is how she has built a personal brand that leans on style, travel, lifestyle, motherhood, and entertainment, managing to juggle them efficiently. She is able to be one and all. It is not unreasonable for someone like her to keep herself protected, not only from people who might have a problem with the brand she has built for herself, but also people who might seek to harm her to hurt her husband. She has a team of 5 people. As part of her team, there's the main bodyguard who makes sure that she is always in his line of sight, and 1 driver trained for fast, safe travel. The other 3 blend into the crowd in an effort to foresee any danger to her person before it gets to her. Surprised? Don't let her calm and meek demeanor fool you. She is not to be messed with. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 99% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Number 8. Lisa Renee Shanti Hanna. Let's talk about Lisa Hanna, Jamaican politician and former Miss World. Lisa's story is one you'll want to lean in on. She started out as the head girl in her high school, the Queen's School, Jamaica. When she was 18, she introduced herself to the world by winning the title of Miss World in 1993. She is the 3rd Jamaican to ever win the title.
As I reflect on this past year, I'm reminded of the awesome responsibility I've had in living up to the motto of beauty with a purpose. Through my work, I've tried to promote mutual understanding, individuality, and love. As I leave the world stage, let me take this opportunity to thank the Morley family.
That moment opened doors of opportunities that she did not let pass by. Even with these opportunities, Lisa didn't rely on her beauty title. She went on to earn both a bachelor's and a master's in communications from the University of the West Indies and moved into public service and politics. She is a real-life definition of beauty and brains. After Lisa peaked as a model, she went on to make waves in the world of politics. And by 2007, she was elected Member of Parliament for Southeast St. Anne, making her one of the youngest women in Jamaican Parliament. Lisa didn't stop there. In 2012, she went on to serve as Minister of Youth and Culture for 4 years, where she championed initiatives for children, youth access to tertiary education, foster care reforms, etc. If we go on to continue listing her achievements, then this video will never end. Lisa went from just a girl in a middle-class family to one of the most powerful women in her country. She is a living inspiration for every woman in Jamaica. Now, as it often is with public figures, everyone has an opinion on your life, and most men hate to see a powerful woman, more so if she's blawlek.
Conference. So every year, constitutionally by the party, we are mandated as members of parliament, particularly for recognized constituencies, which means that you have a certain number of representation of groups. And so we have our annual constituency conferences where we vote in at our private session.
As a former member of parliament and government minister in Jamaica, Lisa was entitled to her own protection, so she is no stranger to being followed around by armed men to keep her safe. It is only sensible for her to continue the practice, as threats don't stop simply because she's finished her term in office. Her security detail, although not as flashy as the government-appointed one she was entitled to when she was in office, is a small team of 7 to 10 rigorously trained men. Each one of them has an eye for detail, the ability to think and act fast in the face of crises. Number 7. Natasha Berridge. Natasha is best known in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean as a fashion designer and entrepreneur, and wife of cricket icon Chris Gayle. I'm sure most of you only know her as Chris Gayle's wife. While it is definitely true, that is not all she is. She was born in Basseterre, St. Kitts and Nevis. Though she is closely tied to Jamaica, Natasha's life as a professional began with fashion and carnival culture, much like Jodie Stewart. She co-founded a costume and carnival brand called Ultra, which deals in creating vibrant mass costumes for Caribbean festivals. Over time, her brand has given her a visible public profile. She excels in design work and carnival appearances, which are honestly a work of art. In a feature of Jamaican celebrity mums, she was cited for Motherhood and Carnival Balancing Act, showing she knows how to leverage her personal brand in the public eye, while also being attentive as a mother to her daughter. Although Natasha lives in the orbit orbit of huge influence through her partner Chris Gale, whose fame, earnings, and network are substantial. She has also managed to build her own following by advertising her brand through social media. Now, as has been the recurring theme for today, let us talk about what form of protection Natasha and her husband put in place.
I need some type of love, I know. I need some type of love, I know.
Unlike the others on this list, Natasha and Chris decided to invest in a home surveillance system. There are cameras that cover every entrance, driveway, and perimeter wall, with motion sensors linked to smart lights for night visibility, high-resolution, cloud-connected cameras that allow remote monitoring. The system would be managed through an encrypted app with alerts sent directly to her and the private security team that watches the video to ensure the safety of Natasha and her family. Though this CCTV system is unlike the others, it allows for discreet but thorough work. They also invested in digital security. While the CCTV might be effective, it will only help if they are at home. Digital security, on the other hand, will ensure not only the safety of their devices from external influence, but that they can be tracked by their security through their phone. Number 6. Sonia Hamilton Lee Chin. Next on the list is Sonia, who is very unlike everyone we have talked about. She is commonly identified as the partner of billionaire Jamaican-Canadian businessman Michael Lee Chin, himself a major figure in investment, banking, and philanthropy. Unlike the others, Sonia did not go into entrepreneurship or entertainment. She is more family-oriented. She prioritizes her husband and her twin daughters. She appears alongside her husband, Michael, at major events like the private sector organization of Jamaica Hall of Fame banquet in 2022, where Michael was inducted and Sonia accompanied him on the blue carpet. Even though Sonia does not exert her influence, it doesn't make her any less powerful in society. Being married to one of the richest men in Jamaica, Sonia is embedded in a high-stakes investment world. She shares the stage with top-tier business figures in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
$1.7 billion US dollars. Marital status taken. How many kids?
With a family like theirs, it is not so far-fetched to expect a certain amount of protection from threats, theft, cybercrime, and the likes. Sonia Hamilton Lee Chin is protected with professional bodyguards that are well-versed on blending in. She has the added security of CCTV in her home. Uniformed guards are stationed at entry points, plainclothes operatives monitor visitors, and surveillance cameras cover every angle of their estates, but it doesn't even end there. They also have GPS tracking and armored features in their vehicles, and high-tech alarm systems protect interiors. Lastly, for public appearances, a small team coordinates routes, checks venues, and ensures safe passage, all while keeping their presence low-key. This is the kind of security a high-profile woman like Sonia deserves. Number 5. Kamina Johnson-Smith. And fifth on the list is Kamina. This list would not be complete without her. She's been blazing a trail for years now, first as a top corporate and legal professional, and now as one of Jamaica's most influential political figures. That's not all. She is an attorney at law who moved from the private sector into public service, and today serves as Jamaica's first female Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, an appointment she began in March 2016. Her journey is rich in credentials. She holds a BA in French and International Relations from the University of the West Indies, an LLB from UWI Cave Hill, and an LLM in Commercial Law from the London School of Economics. Before her full-time political career, she held senior roles in the corporate world, including a stint as company secretary and head of corporate affairs and projects legal at Cable and Wireless Jamaica.
And it's like, it's frightening to me. So I actually said I have to go home and pray.
Wow.
It's frightening. Like the 28 bank accounts. It's been clarified. It's been in the public domain. It's not like you don't know. It's one thing if you say so.
As a minister, she manages Jamaica's external relations, steers foreign trade policy, and sits among the very top of the government hierarchy. Kamina may not be the richest woman in Jamaica, but she is definitely one of the most powerful. She is the kind of figure you see at the intersection of government, business, and national development. As Minister of Foreign Policy, Kamina's security detail includes uniformed police officers at official buildings and residences, plainclothes bodyguards for personal protection, and a tactical vehicle convoy with GPS tracking.
Professor the Honorable Robert Ducey, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and African Integration.
Her team coordinates travel routes, screens venues, and monitors crowds during public appearances. Advanced surveillance systems cover her home and office, while communication units ensure rapid response. The detail balances visibility with discretion, providing close protection without disrupting her public engagements. This setup is more or less the standard protocol for high-ranking government officials, combining operational efficiency, personal safety, and situational awareness. Number 4. Portia Simpson Miller. Of course, we're going to talk about Portia. She is one of Jamaica's most recognized and consequential political figures. Her story maps out a connection from grassroots activism to historic firsts, and then an enduring presence in public life in Jamaica. She was born on December 12, 1945 in Woodhall, St. Catherine, Jamaica. In 1997, Portia graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration from the Union Institute and University, a low-residency university headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the United States. At the time, she was already a cabinet minister. Eventually, Portia became Jamaica's first female prime minister in March 2006.
Miller was a metaphor of hope and strength for the Jamaican people as she attained the highest office, that of a prime minister.
This is no ordinary feat, and you are no ordinary woman. We pay homage to you today, and we identify with your song, the strength of a woman.
During her 10-year tenure as Prime Minister, she oversaw major social programs, free health care for children up to the age of 18, housing initiatives for older persons and sugar workers, expansion of overseas farm worker programs, and broader community development reforms. For many Jamaicans, she's the face of female leadership. Although Portia did a lot of good during her time in public service, there would always be people who seek to harm public figures like Portia. She is no stranger to security details, given the extensive time she has spent serving her country. Portia Simpson Miller has a highly trained security team. This includes a core close protection unit of around 5 to 8 armed officers who accompany her at all times. Her security also involves armored vehicles, surveillance systems, and coordination with national law enforcement for public events. The team focuses on threat assessment, crowd control, and rapid response, ensuring both personal safety and discretion. Number 3. Fayval Shirley Williams. Third on the list is one of Jamaica's political superpowers. Fayval wasn't born into public office. Instead, she built a formidable profile in finance and investment and used that to springboard into one of Jamaica's most influential political posts. According to her official government profile, she holds a Bachelor of Arts in Economics from Harvard University and an MBA Finance concentration from Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania. Before she entered into politics, she served as the executive director of Kingston Properties Limited and as Chief Investment Officer at Jamaica Money Market Brokers, JMMB. In October 2024, she was appointed as Jamaica's Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the first woman to hold that critical post in the country's history. As the finance minister, she controls the country's budget, taxation, public spending, and economic policy. That is the kind of authority that very few attain.
Welcome to Sunrise, and most importantly, welcome to the Money Masterclass.
Thank you so much. It's a delight to be here this morning. Yes, and let me just say good morning to all the early risers.
Trust me, the early risers, because to be here.
Fayval is one of the most powerful and influential women in Jamaica. She sits at the table where economic decisions are made. She's navigated high finance roles, and she now directs national fiscal policy. As a high-profile Jamaican politician and former minister, it is not unheard of that she would have a security team dedicated to her safety. Although she is used to an entourage, a security team of over 10 people from her time as minister, she has decided to have a close-knit protection team of only 3 trained guards, one of which is her body man. She has imputed the use of surveillance cameras to provide added protection, while the team constantly assesses risks and figures out the best way to bring her to safety. Number 2. Juliet Holness. I'm sure the Jamaicans in the house will definitely know our second on the list. Juliet is very much part of this conversation. Born on the 16th of July, 1971 in St. Catherine Parish, she attended St. Catherine's High School, where she met her husband, Andrew Holness. She holds a bachelor's degree in accounting and economics and a master's in accounting from University of the West Indies, Mona. Juliet's transition into political life has been substantial. Since March 2016, she has served as Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural. Likewise, in September 2023, she was elected Speaker of the House of Representatives in Jamaica, a key parliamentary leadership role. More recently, she was appointed to the International Executive Committee of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, representing the Caribbean, Americas, and Atlantic region. Even though her husband is the Prime Minister, she commands her own professional history, has her own business interests, holds elected office, and now sits in one of the highest roles in the Jamaican Parliament.
I'm Juliet Holness, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, and wife of the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I choose to challenge all forms of gender bias and inequality. I choose to challenge the patriarchal stereotype that women must be silent.
She's built up her own professional credibility, added business holdings, and now sits in the top tier of parliamentary leadership. Juliet Holness ranks so high on this list because not only is she a public figure by her own merit, her husband is one of the most powerful men in Jamaica. As the spouse of the Prime Minister and a public figure, her should be more flashy than most, but she opted for a small group of trained and armed bodyguard. But don't let her small security detail fool you. If you were married to one of the most beautiful and intelligent women, you would do your best to make sure she's safe. I'm sure that's the case with the Prime Minister. Number 1. Anne-Marie Campbell. Finally, the first, or is it the last on the list, however you want to look at it, is said to be the richest black woman in Jamaica. Anne-Marie relentlessly climbed her way to the top, starting from the ground and rising to one of the most powerful seats in global retail. She got her first job as a cashier at the Home Depot in 1985 after moving to the US. Fast forward to today. And Anne-Marie is not only Executive Vice President and later Senior EVP, overseeing more than 2,000 stores and over 400,000 employees across the U.S. She gives a new meaning to slow and steady. Anne-Marie steadily rose in the ranks of her job, finally becoming the Executive Vice President in 2016. After 31 years, she has also been consistently ranked by Fortune among the most powerful women in business globally. In 2018, for example, she was ranked 16th on the magazine's Most Powerful Women list. That is the kind of power that most business people only dream of. She commands operations at one of the largest retail chains in the world, occupies board positions including at partners such as Barnes & Noble and Potbelly, and influences decisions that affect hundreds of thousands of workers and billions in revenue.
How is everyone tonight? I'm amazed that this college could get so many students here at 7:15. This is unbelievable, fantastic. Well, what I thought I would do tonight is truly, first of all, kind of talk a little bit about what I did today.
But more than that, Anne-Marie built her wealth from broad responsibility, patience, and discipline. From being a boarder in an unassuming high school in Jamaica to navigating the male-dominated aisles of U.S. retail, Anne-Marie Campbell, although being a prominent executive, prefers to live a private life. She has a dedicated security team to safeguard her. Usually, 2 close protection officers stay close, while others monitor her home and workplace. She has a different security team dedicated to CCTV surveillance in her house and office. Their focus is on preventing risks, responding quickly if needed, and protecting her privacy, allowing her to handle daily responsibilities and public duties without disruption. And there you have it, the most influential and protected wives in Jamaica. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. So drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more stories about the Black community. See you in our next video.